Hello, so in this video, I'm going to talk through how to find speed. Okay, so what I've got here is a list of distances and times, and I'm going to use each of those to find the speed. Some of you will know how to do this already, which is fine. If you do, feel free to pause the video and have a go, and then play at the end and we'll check the answers together. Okay, but if not, then you can watch as I go through the first one. Okay then, so for the first one, we've been told we get 12 miles in 4 hours. So 12 miles in 4 hours. Now, what we're going for is a speed in miles per hour. Miles per hour means how many miles you would get in 1 hour. So we need to get our time down to 1, and then the number we've got is how many miles per hour we get. So if I make that a 1, I'm going to need to divide by 4. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So this is telling us that in 1 hour we're going to get 3 miles, so we're travelling at 3 miles per hour. Okay, next one, 17 miles in 2 hours. I want miles per hour, so I need to make that a 1. So I'm dividing by 2. Okay, now you can either write it as 17 over 2 and then think about mixed numbers, which would be 8.5, or you can think 17 divided by 2 is 8.5. Either way is fine to do that division. Okay, next one, 9 miles in 6 minutes. I'm going to try and get this to miles per hour. So instead of thinking about it as 6 minutes, I think I'm going to think of it as 1/10 of an hour, because if you've got 60 minutes in an hour, 6 is 1/10 of 60. So it's going to be 1/10 of an hour. If you don't like thinking about the fraction, you can think about how to get up to 60 minutes and then convert to an hour afterwards. I'm going to do both methods just in case you're not sure on the using 1/10. So 9 miles in 1/10 of an hour. I need to get that up to 1, so I'm going to times it by 10. So it's going to be 90 miles in 1 hour. Or you can think of it as 9 miles in 6 minutes. I need to get the 6 up to 60 minutes. So again, you can see I'm timesing by 10. So I'm going to get to 90 miles in 60 minutes, or 90 miles per hour. Okay. Next one, 8 meters in 5 seconds. I'm going to go for meters per second for this one. So we've got 8 meters in 5 seconds. I want to get down to 1 second. So I'm dividing by 5. 8 over 5 in 1 second. Now 8/5 is 1 plus an extra 3/5. So 1 and 3/5. And hopefully you know that 3/5 is the same as 0.6. So it's going to be 1.6. Okay. Meters per second. Now, hopefully some of you remember how to write meters per second with the slightly different notation, which is ms to the -1 meters, and then seconds to the -1. Okay, so you can get 1.6. The other way of getting from 8/5 to 1.6, if you can't think about the mixed numbers, 8/5 is the same as 16/10. 16 divided by 10, you just move that place value down 1 place, so it becomes a 1.6. Okay, next one, 15 kilometers in 2.5 hours. Now, I've got to get down to 1 hour, but I think I'm first of all going to go through, sorry. I think first of all I'm going to go down to half an hour and then I can go up. So I'm going to think about how many half hours are in 2.5 hours. So each hour has 2 half hours. So 2 hours is going to have 4 half hours plus the extra half hour. It's actually 5. 5 halves gets you 2.5. So I'm dividing this side by 5, dividing this side by 5 as well. I get 3 kilometers. So 3 kilometers in half an hour. So in a full hour, I'm going to double. I'm going to get 6 kilometers. Okay, 6 kilometers per hour is going to be my speed. Okay, now just before I finish, I want to talk you through the alternative ways to find speed. If you prefer them, then that's fine. So the first one is speed equals distance over time. Okay, as long as your speed units are the same as your distance and your time units, you can do that. So if we take the first example, I had 12 miles in 4 hours. So I can just do 12 divided by 4, and my answer will be miles per hour. Okay, so as long as your units here are how you want them, then you can just do that division. If not, you have to do some conversion first. Okay, you can also think about it as the triangle, but you need to make sure that you put distance on top, and then you can just cover over speed, and then it's distance over time, distance divided by time. Okay, so you can do that again. You have to make sure your units are right. So any of those methods is fine. I would say the method I just walked through is often easier when you don't have a calculator, because if you have to do a division with horrible fractions and things like that, if you use the ratio method, you can find values that make sense for you before then going through it. So like this last one here, if I was using the other method, I'd have had to do 15 over 2.5, which I can do, that's fine. But if you don't like doing that, you can think of it like this. If you had done 15 over 2.5, I think the first thing I would have done is doubled the top and the bottom to make that a whole number. So if you double both top and bottom, you get 30, and then 2.5 doubled becomes 5. 30 divided by 5 is 6. So you still get the same answer. It will work out fine. It's just some people prefer breaking down their fractions rather than trying to do a division with them. Okay.